Yo, 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 what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the daily stream. This isn't the typical scheduled one, but I got space in about 30 minutes. But I just want to jump on here and connect with you guys because it's been a busy week. It's been a good one, but it's definitely been a fucking busy week. That's for damn sure. Close out some of these things over here. Give me 1 second so I can get everything up and running over here with the arena as well. I'll turn on some music so it's not just blankness right now. What's up, Steve? How you doing, big dog? Thanks for pulling up. But give me a second, guys. All right, things are set up. Should be good to go now. We are live on the arena. If you're not in the arena yet, guys, definitely check that out. Still learning a little bit about how to really navigate and get that set up. I actually launched a token out on their platform yesterday, just an SMS token. Seeing all of these creators and the conversation just around it. It's one of those things that there's smoke, there's fire kind of thing. And I just believe that there'll be a point of tokenizing. Everybody's going to tokenize something. And I just kind of figured I'm going to be here. I'm not leaving anytime soon, and it would make sense to have a token. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, and the floor pretty much dropped. I think there's like $500 for the market cap or some shit like that. So it is at the ground level, which I didn't expect anything out of this world. I wasn't trying to launch some viral meme token or anything like that. I just wanted to press the buttons, to be honest with you. I was like, well, fuck, if it doesn't cost me anything to do it, I'm gonna throw a couple dollars. I actually sold my fucking ticket on the arena to use it for the token. And before I went to bed last night, I made a post. I was like, look, guys, I am taking some of this, so when you guys all sell out and we do have the the core of the community, I'll be able to buy back in and really pick up what they had. And I gave it time just to really watch it kind of go through, and I mean it's pretty much at the floor. So we'll see what we can do. Some people were asking me, what are you going to do with this? What is your the utility? And it's like, well, what do you mean? Like, it's a token. It's just an SMS token on AVAX, which is even funnier for me. But it's not like I'm gonna just change up everything and start trying to become like a dev and build any kind of feature. I don't want to do the same old staking kind of thing that everybody does. That just doesn't seem like I don't know. It just doesn't seem like what I want to do. I mean, I guess that's really what people are kind of aiming at, but it's not. To me, it just seems kind of lazy. It seems like there's nothing else better. Just let it be a token. Let people buy and sell it as they wish. The one thing about this will be like you get the original core people, and the arena shows you exactly who those people are, who's holding, who's selling, and all that kind of stuff. So you can track it that way. But the other part about it is there's like on the arena, there's a specific chat where these people are able to sit there and communicate, and I can kind of talk to them and see who's sticking around. So those are the early guys. Those will be the people, if we go any direction, or if there's a way to reward people with whatever, that's the first people that will get it. The people that are still holding the token in there. Anybody that sold out, like, GG's on making some money on that one. That like I said, I've made it very clear. Like, I don't care if you sell this token to zero. That wasn't my prerogative. Is try to run this up to $1 million overnight. But seeing how there are going to be things to do with the token, AVAX and the arena seem to be really catching on. I had a conversation with Jason about a year ago, I guess about 10 months ago, before stages were even a thing. So I've always been a little interested in what they got going on. And I do wish I was around for some of the earlier part of it. But we're here now. We got a token, and we're just going to keep growing it and developing from there. I mean, one thing you can see, I've been in this space for, however long, 4 or 5 years now, and you can see the consistent growth and everything like that. So it's one of the things that I think that over time, we can do something with it. If it's not going to be a priority, I'll just say that. But I will check on it. I will, talk about it and get conversations with people, see what they're doing. The main idea that I have is to support the Solana Made Simple community, even though it is on AVAX. It's the SMS token. Everything for me is predicated basically from Solana on out. And there are other things that I'll take a look at, but that's the core. But if you don't like the sound of that because it's not AVAX centric or whatever, just look at it as a Web3 underdogs, a token that support that community there. And that seems to be one of the better ways to go, in my opinion. And I kind of like the idea of it going to the Web3 underdogs because it's a one-on-one, collection that's only by commission. And there's only a few people that are involved with that right now. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes from there. Like, I think that there's some cool opportunities. But again, I'm not going to push it. It's not one of the priorities for me. It's definitely something that I like. But I was just pressing buttons to see what they did. And there was a point where I could have sold for a nice little bit. I mean, it went up to a few $1,000s pretty quickly. I could have just dumped it. But again, that wasn't why I did this. But when I did see people exiting, I was like, well, I'm just going to take some right now just so I can buy back in and get a better supply when the time comes. Because now I can see kind of how the thing goes. Like, once it becomes a dead token, nobody's really touching it or trading it. And the people that are in there that are holding, that's where I can really start to focus on it at that point. But that's not the main objective of what we're doing here. Spaces, content, working with DD Gaming, all of that, covering what's going on with Solana. Like, I'll say this, man. This weekend, I've been focused so much on, curating content, getting the backlog of shorts ready, because I did take a day off after a bunch of meetings and conversations and calls and everything under the sun, but I didn't have time to post the shorts, and that's my fault because, as you guys know, I always preach, use these index cards, stay on track with time management and accountability, and I didn't do that. I definitely dropped the ball there, and it reflected my numbers. Kind of pissed about that because, what's it called? I wanted to see that growth. My goal is to get to 10K on YouTube. TikTok is doing extremely well, but that's the other goal there too, is 10K on YouTube or TikTok. Over time, all of these things are going to grow. I see the numbers. TikTok with shorts definitely hits harder, but YouTube, you can't doubt that there are certain things that will perform better. If I post about Bitcoin, it's probably going to outperform most of the Solana content. If I post about anything relating to negative news, that does better than, positive news and stuff that you actually should want to, know about. The music sounds like it's a little loud for me, so I'm turning it down here. So the content was rolling. I did a video on Jupe, land that's coming out, and this thing did pretty damn good. I'm not going to front. I'm pretty happy about that. But it wasn't something I was expected. And I have a schedule of, how I put the content together and how I release it. And, that's why, I don't focus on the numbers like that. I look at the big picture. Like, after a week, how did things play out? How did it all, perform? But yeah, the goal was to hit the certain numbers of things that I wanted to get in a good start for the week. So, you can hit the ground running, and it worked out. A couple of the cool things that happened today was Helium. I got myself set up with their phone absolutely free, and it is limited amount of calls and texts and stuff like that. But you got to think about it. Most of our conversations are in chat rooms and DMs or live streams, live calls, whatever, video stuff. And it's usually done on Wi-Fi for the most part. But the stuff that you do need on the go, I mean, you just got to figure out what works for you. And it's not that much if you want to upgrade. It's just the position I am is definitely in a different position than most of the people out there. So I took advantage of what I could and I made it work. But yeah, if you need a free phone or if you want to get a free phone and check it out, I got codes for you. I can hook you up with that. I'm definitely going to forward some to the homie that got me in there just because that's one of those reciprocating things. Like you just give it back. But the other thing is, I think that this is the number one way to onboard people. I told my roommate about this and he was like, holy shit, really? It's free and it works and everything's good. I was like, yeah, dude, I got a whole new number and everything. Like it makes me think of cell phone providers as the biggest scams in the world. This took me less than 5 minutes to take the phone that I was using, input some information on the phone, change the eSIM up, and that phone right there. But it also went to my iPad. So now I can get calls, FaceTime, all of that information through the iPad. And this is an iPad. It's just a really cool case. So that was really cool. So what I'm thinking is, how do I get people involved with crypto? Because they don't want to buy meme coins for the most part. Like maybe a flash in the pan, things are hot, they'll pick them up. They don't want to invest because they're not sure if they want to put the money up, just because it's just, a speculative investment that they think, it's the outside person looks at crypto like that's scammy, or they're not sure, or they need to know this, that, or another thing. So why don't we hit them where they really understand things? A cell phone, payment, money, savings. If you can save somebody $1,000 a year by just showing them what they can use if they are in a position like most people are where they don't have extra money, or they're looking for ways to tighten up their budget. Like not everybody talks on the phone that often. And when I say people that are just talking all the time, I'm like, what the fuck do you do in your real life? Like, or that is your real life, you just talk constantly on the phone. It's very strange. Because it's only one other person for the most part on there. I could see this being different because you got, different people. And shout out to the 24 you guys in here. I do appreciate it. Like I said, this will be a quick one. Probably going to end it in about 10 minutes. But yeah, I'm going to use the Helium. I'm going to be working on a long form video after Spaces tonight. That's why I made a pot of coffee. And, I want to do a setup. I got another phone over here that's not connected to anything that I can get another number with now and get that set up so it's completely on its own. Phone's paid off and all of that shit. It's just, chilling there. Oh no, actually, I still think I owe like a couple dollars on that. This phone that I got from Ethereum Denver for winning that, the Ondo, just the content thing, posting a video with that fish. It's completely paid for. So I called up, T-Mobile to see what they had as far as what I had to do to get out of the plan. They said if you just don't pay in 2 months, they'll get rid of everything. You'll be good to go. The only thing that doesn't have is like the protection plan and stuff like that. But you can go to Assurance or whatever, company that offers that, and you can buy that kind of stuff and insure your products if you want to do that. That's the biggest thing that I think was tied in. But I think all of it's kind of a scam. Like I've always gone down the bill. I was like, these are crazy fees, for whatever reason. This is no fee, no credit card needed, and you get paid to use it. And the more you refer people, that compounds. The people they refer, that compounds. So it just keeps going. Speaking about compound, I do have a little bit of an intro for us today. Let me just see this. All right. So, like you guys know, I always start these off with the quote of the day just to get the mindset and get everybody on the same page. That's kind of why I led into the compounding part of that. And the quote of the day is consistency compounds. What feels small today can change everything tomorrow if you just keep showing up. And that's the fucking truth, man. You can show up every single day and just feel like you're not getting anywhere, but you're not looking at the perspective. You got to zoom out, look at the big picture of things, and that stuff adds up. As long as you're trying, as long as you're putting stuff out there, as long as you're working your ass off when other people are taking the day off, or they feel complacent, or they feel comfortable. You know how many times I see people say, "Oh, I'm not feeling well. Oh, I'm gonna do this." It's like, fuck, dog. Like, if I was in your position, I would be going even harder. I don't understand why people. I guess that's just the underdog mentality, and that's where it stems from. But hey, do you, to each their own. But like I said the other day, Marvin Hagler said it's hard to wake up in silky sheets, and that means a lot coming from one of the most disciplined, best boxers that ever came out. But yeah, just keep that in the back of your head. You know what I'm saying? It definitely will help out. But we'll be rocking this out Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. We'll be back with the GM chat, and we got the daily stream at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do have some people that I'm going to be trying to link up with this week. I don't know if it's going to be stream or space for each of them and all of them. but I know for a fact, Fluffy, the troll intern, he's doing his content creation stuff and really trying to make a name for himself. I'm pretty sure. I like his stuff. I think he's a funny guy. He's got good energy. So I hit him up and I was like, look, man, if you've never streamed before, you can absolutely jump on my stream, press the buttons and walk around and, so to speak, and see how it is. See, just basically test drive it. But if you guys ever want to join the conversation, you can get on here and just be a PFP just like that. You don't have to show your face. It's absolutely fine. But if you are a content creator, I think it's important to start showing your face, showing your person. Not everybody's comfortable with it, but it makes a difference. And I don't know, you'll figure it out. So that's just my advice as far as content creation. And if you ever are brand new and you want to try this out, hit me up. Let's work together and I'll show you everything I know, what works the best for me, the different, products and the different apps, whatever. I'll show you what I use in my whole setup. It's pretty simple. But the Daily Stream is a show I host about crypto news, announcement, mindset, and general Web3 info. I go live daily and I break down what's happening in the space to keep the community tapped in and moving forward. The name of the game is bringing vibes and value every single day, keeping it real and giving some of the honest takes. I don't pull punches. I call it how it is. Not everybody likes that, but you'll benefit from it, honestly. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. And that's just how I've always been. Rubs people the wrong way sometimes, but again, that's their shit, not mine. But first off, like I said, getting your mindset right is pretty important. So that's why we started off. It came from my first co-host that I had for Spaces, Lindsay, and it's something I just want to, keep going. But if you guys don't know me, if it's your first time coming to the streams, I'm a crypto content creator focused on the Solana ecosystem and keeping Solana simple for everyone. That means everybody outside at the gas station, mom, dad, sister, your dog, whoever. But I post daily across YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and X, at least 2 to 3 shorts a day. That's just literally my non-negotiable. I try to hit that. And when I do fuck that up, it does show on your numbers. And that's why I say consistency compounds. And when you miss that day, that zero will bring your average down. So you need to make sure you do something. Don't fucking half-ass it. And shit happens. So like if you're a busy person and you're traveling or whatever it is, like this is my advice. Create a backlog. Create content that, when your time is up, like I look for gaps between 8 and 10 hours. And then that's when I start posting new content. Like it revolves that way and it works great that way. That's the best method that I've come up with. But yeah, I post across all of those every single day. And it's basically, like I said, just covering the news announcements, mindset, and Web3 culture. That's a big part of it, because if you go to the average person that's not on X, they don't know about most of the stuff that we're talking about. They don't know that there's these fun games you can play. They don't know that there's a free free cell phone service if you get set up. Like there's so much that they don't know, because we typically put all that information out here on X. I mean, yeah, there are some content creators on YouTube and you can find out, but a lot of that is meme coins, how to get rich, how I did this, how to whatever the fuck it is. But it's not just like, hey, I'm a normal person and this is what you can do with your normal life. Living a 9-to-5 lifestyle and trying to live a 6-figure lifestyle, or work in a 9-to-5 lifestyle and then live in that lifestyle. That's possible. You just have to be able to figure out how to navigate those waters. And if you're getting into this, you're going to be swimming in with some sharks, or swimming in the ocean with some sharks, So the goal with Spaces and Stream is to highlight the blockchain tech, what different crypto, or what crypto has to offer everyone, like I was talking about with the phones and all of that. Now, the other side of this thing is DeFi. We talk about DeFi amongst ourselves, but teaching somebody to be their own banker, teaching them how they can use their cell phone and be able to, invest their money into these products or these tokens or just Bitcoin in general. There's a ton of ways to go about that, where people can make more money than, just working the job. So they can take some savings, put it into an investment, let that grow over time. But if they don't know how to get there or what to do to get, or when they get there, I mean, they're lost. Most people don't even know what APY or APR is. Most people don't know what looping is. Most people have no idea what to do. They just, trust their banks. They trust their companies, and, they invest blindly into that kind of stuff. And that's how I used to be. But once I started seeing how to stretch a dollar, how to make this thing work, how to, grow, your own pocket, like those are the things you can do. I mean, I don't know. But if you guys like what you're hearing, make sure you check out the link tree in my bio, follow, subscribe on all the platforms, because it does help staying connected. And recently became the content lead for the DD Gaming Labs. And what we're going to do there is help drive Web3 gaming forward. And I'm going to do everything I can to share what's going on with the labs, Look for interns right now. If you guys think that that might be you, if you're a go-getter, it's not just somebody that wants a job. Be point blank period. It's an internship with a mentorship attached to it. So it's going to be one of those things where you contribute and there's an opportunity for pay. But if you're trying to learn and grow in the space, it's also, that's what it's there for. But it's not just going to be somebody brand new. Somebody that has a little bit of inkling of what they're doing, whether it's a specific niche or if it's, you're good at editing and you want to figure out how to put this all together. Like that's where I'm going to come in and say, hey, let's find your best skill set and let's drive that thing forward. So we have a heap of people that have been applying for this. And I think me and Dean are going to go through these this week coming up, or at least he's going to give me a couple that I can kind of sort through and, reach out to people whenever that happens. You guys will know because I'll be reaching out to you and we'll get on the call. We'll talk from there. But, another thing as far as what crypto has to offer everyone is something like the Moonwalk fitness app where, that's powered by Bonk. A lot of people don't even know about that because it's not the coolest thing in the world, but it's doing good. It's performing. Like people are using this and they like it. The more conversation with stable coins that come into play, the more that you're going to see apps like this come into play. And if it's Solana with cheap, scalable transactions and all of that kind of shit, like that's a win-win. Now, we remember STEPN, right? STEPN was such a popular onboarding tool. I knew kids that were talking about this that typically have no idea what the hell we're talking about. And these guys were like, oh, you know what STEPN is? I was like, how the fuck do you guys know what this shit is? Like, that's funny as fuck. So, I don't know. That's just a little breakdown of what's going on. But we got about 8 minutes until the space. So I want to see if there's anything else that I got here for you. All right. I'm just looking at my my timeline just to see if there's anything I wanted to highlight. So I did drop another video on gaming on Solana, talking about the growth there. Most of you guys are gamers. I wasn't a gamer growing up, but it seems like a majority of the people in the crypto very heavy into gaming. So it was a no-brainer that Web3 gaming is going to eventually, pick up, especially with the ownership that's available, the way that you guys can benefit with the incentives. There's very few games that I play. I just wasn't, I don't know. I just feel like when I'm doing that shit, if it's not really getting me attached to it, then I'm just wasting time. That's just me. I mean, there are some games that I will play from time to time, but I don't know. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things. You grew up playing games, so you didn't. But the thing is, Web3 games are bringing me back into like at least looking at them. That Bonk Arena game was pretty cool. I don't know if I want to play it all the time because it's you got to pay to play, and if you suck, like in seconds you could be dead, and it's just like it's only 17 cents or however much it's going to be when the price moves up or down. But I mean, they have great tokenomics, great incentives, some reasons why to use that. But if you dog shit at the game after a couple, tries of going on there and just dying, I'm like, this is for the birds. But yeah, the game that the games that stick, they got to be fun, they got to be easy, they got to be simple, and you'll have other games that are a little bit more complicated, first person shooters and all that kind of stuff. But for now, keep it simple, keep it something like Scrolly is, in my opinion, something that's going to be pretty popular, or at least the idea of this is going to be pretty popular, because a lot of people they doom scroll, like they just sit there on their phone like this and they're not really looking at anything. They might be entertained, they're getting those dopamine hits from seeing that. This is something where you'll actually be able to play. It's a social feed. It's the world's first social feed that's playable. You don't have to download anything. And I don't know. I like the idea of it. So it's something I'm going to continue to work with Dean and DD Gaming Labs and see what we can do going forward. The other thing I was posting about and talked about, this video did pretty damn good. I think it hit like 11K on the whatever that is, the impressions or whatever. I think that's what this one is. But it's the Jupiter Lend. It's Jupiter, Solana's leading DEX. Well, they're bringing lending to the game. You're going to be able to borrow and lend and do all of that fun shit that you do. Well, I didn't know about any of this stuff getting into it. Like, I'm just this regular guy that worked and saved his money, invested it into, I guess, my 401k at the time, but I wasn't really doing anything. I didn't know how to stretch a dollar, but using what was it, Sharkify? That's what really showed me like, oh shit, if this is worth this, I can hedge my investment. I can also borrow against this thing because the LTV stays between 80 to 90%. It's very, very small amounts of money. And the interest for this large fucking loan that I'm getting is insane. These are flash loans. And if you don't pay them back, yeah, you lose your asset. But it showed me that there's a way like to fill the gap, to stretch that. And I thought that was amazing. I just thought that it would have been something we should have learned sooner, like, how to balance a checkbook, how to do your taxes, or, how to borrow and lend money. I think I guess they don't teach that because it's the game. And I think people would fuck that up, honestly, just because they get too greedy. But that's the cost you'd have to pay for that. But anyway, I didn't know about this shit until I got into crypto. And when I realized it, I was like, oh, I got to tell everybody about this stuff. This is amazing. I mean, NFTs were on a different scale back then. If they pick back up, I mean, you could see it. But I mean, Sharky, they picked up meme coins because they knew that there's no liquidity in NFTs and people aren't playing around with them too much. I mean, the monks, the SMB threes, I think they are. Those are doing pretty well on there still. There's always liquidity for them, and you see people, using that all the time. But, seeing Jupiter bring out the lending protocol, or at least the platform, I'm going to be excited to, use that and take advantage of all the opportunity. The other thing about using that is we know that using their platform, pressing the buttons and everything, just clicking on stuff in there and using small scale, you don't have to kill yourself doing it, but that adds towards your Jupiary airdrop. And that's just going to be going on and on and on. And they like having that notoriety of saying like, this is the biggest airdrop type thing. So it's something to pay attention to, and maybe just practice it, learn it, use it, utilize the tools, and get that, that airdrop in January. Other than that, guys, there's not too much more that I want to share right now. Like I said, I'm just going to jump on here real quick, take a look at what's going on and share it with you guys. But those are the main things. Besides that, I talked with the Zeus Network guys. I think his name's Justin. Might be getting on a Spacer stream, talking a little bit about what they got going on with BTC Soul. That actually did extremely well on YouTube because of the Bitcoin, because of the Solana references on there. Basically, buy Solana, stake it, and you're going to be able to earn passive Bitcoin with that. There's other things down that can do, but that's just a really base layer for understanding. And I did this space a long time ago, probably over a year ago, maybe a year to the day. I don't know exactly when, but we did spaces previously where we would bring on artists, musicians, and stuff like that. Well, I wanted to bring back the music space, talking with, some friends. I think Alec is his name. He's one that's been, bringing this up more and more because he has a background in this space, in that world. And that's something that's super intriguing to me. I like the way he kind of shares his information and kind of talks about stuff, but he's got some alpha as far as, what works, what doesn't work. We touched on it in a space the other day, but I'm going to organize this with, let's see, it's Tommy Trofigure. We have Fondue. We've got Philique and Louis C. Rhymes, a bunch of people that I've met just through hosting them, bringing them on. Louis C., I never actually got him to get on space with us. He's always been busy, but I like his rap a lot. I like his music and his message. That's a really important one for me. So I want to try to get him on there because maybe it has some answers. Maybe it's some shared insight. Maybe whatever it'll be. I think it'll be a good conversation for us all to tune into. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had. All of my goals today have been hit, most of them at least. We got 200 replies, recorded 3 videos, posted 2. So laundry's done. The vacuum, the floor. I did all my shit today. We're good. And I launched a coin last night, so that's fun. But in all seriousness, guys, I do appreciate all of your support. I appreciate you guys coming out, hanging out, just catching up and seeing what's going on. There's only about a minute until I got to go start the space, so I'm going to get out of here. I literally thought it was a book. What? I don't know what he's talking about. Let's see. Can I get Soul without investment? Sure. Ask somebody for Soul. Win a giveaway. There's giveaways all the fucking time. That would be my best bet for that. If you're looking to, sorry, let you guys see this so I don't sound like a crazy person. SpecSnap wants to get Soul without investment. I mean, you want to give out a charity, that's hard to come by, but there's giveaways on X all the time. get your ass over here, and you need to likely reply, tag a friend, repost the tweet, and get yourself entered to win. But guys, it's 9 o'clock. I'll see you on Space. Take care of yourselves. Bright and early.